Friend, I know you can handle it. That's not the question. The question is, why are you? I know you're the strong one, the dependable one. Everybody knows you'll figure it out. They even start to assume you got it. But just because you're capable does not mean it is yours to carry. So I'm going to break down how you can decide what is and is not yours to carry. So let's get into it. If you are new here, welcome, welcome. I'm your coach, Letitia. And around here, I reconnect you back to yourself through identity, self love, and self leadership because every woman deserves to love herself and the life she lives. So, if that's your kind of thing, make sure that you subscribe because we have conversations like this every week. Okay, friend, now let's get into you being the strong one. The one that is everybody's emergency contact, the one who takes it on rain, sleet, or snow. You the all terrain type of a person, just Swiss Army knife. What you need, you got it. And I love that about you. And at the same time, every single problem is not yours to solve. But when you are the strong one, it is easy for people to think that just because you're capable, that it means you have capacity, that it means you have time in your day, there's open slots on your calendar, you have the money, the resources to throw at whatever problem they got going on. But just because you can handle something does not mean that you can automatically take on the cost of what it actually takes to solve everybody's problems. Because what you don't include in your cost analysis is the impact that it is going to have to you, your time, your effort, your energy, which is your soul life supply that you have to give yourself and all of the things that you love. But so often, because you are saving everyone else, there's often not a lot left over for you and the things that require your attention within your own self or your own life. So, friend, we have to do a little shift here. And I'm not going to tell you not to do for other people because that's just not even who you are. That's not even in your nature. And I don't want to stop that beautiful quality about you. But at the same time, we have to work on deciding what really is and is not yours to carry. And listen, it's a partnership because, yes, some people, they could stop putting things into your hands. But at the same time, somebody who will remain nameless, AKA you, okay, that would be you. You could also stop raising your hand and volunteering. So, friend, take a look at some of the things that you currently have on your plate that you volunteered for. Okay. So take a look at what's on your plate right now. How much of it did you volunteer for? And how much of it was just put on you and you didn't put up a fight? There wasn't much resistance there. So ask yourself, am I carrying this because it belongs to me or because I know I could handle it? Because, friend, being strong does not mean you have unlimited capacity. And sometimes we wonder why we are exhausted and burned out beyond belief when it's because we've taken on so much more than we truly have the mental, emotional, the physical capacity for. It's not just your money and other resources, it is the toll that things take on you, the impact that it can have on you. And when you're the strong one, you are often expected to shoulder it. And low key, you are also expecting yourself to shoulder it, so much so that it's become your identity. And that is not necessarily a bad thing. But with all things, we have to make sure that the things that we're doing are in support of us as well and not just solving everybody's problems. Now, friend, I want you to lean in and imagine me holding you by your shoulders right now. Nobody asked you to be Olivia Pope, okay? There, I said it. Nobody asked you to come in and fix and solve everybody's scandals. And yet here you are, okay? You were like Day Day and Friday. You seen a problem and you was like, boom, I got action. You were like Vanilla Ice. If I see a problem, yo, I'll solve it. My goodness, I'm sorry. I play too much. I'm sorry. Let me bring it back in. But friend, you have to be honest and you got to laugh at yourself a little bit sometimes too. Because listen, sometimes we just do too much. We got to know this about ourselves. But friend, honestly, the question then becomes, did they need you or did you just beat them to the solution? Because let's just take a pause for the cause here and look at how you became the strong one, the capable one, the one that everybody depends on. You are resourceful, you figure things out, you know how to recover. You know, at the end of the day, if you can't depend on anyone else, you can depend on yourself. And how did you learn all of those things? It was by solving the things that stepped up in front of you. So, how can other people learn how to become their own best resource if they're never allowed to work through those opportunities? Because, friend, every time you step up to solve everything for everyone else, you're robbing them of the lessons they're going to need to lean on later. And sometimes we just have such a heart for people and we don't want them to be uncomfortable. We don't want them to suffer at all in the slightest. But let's be real, sometimes you don't want to be uncomfortable watching them go through their growing pains and watching them learn their lessons. So, it can often be a combination of all of those things. Lord knows I have faced that road many a times as a mom, and that's probably one of the places that I really learned that lesson is yes, it is our job to guide and teach and lead, but it is also our job to be there to support while they learn. Because otherwise, you just end up 6 months down the road wondering why your plate and your cup is overflowing with a bunch of stuff that you really don't want to deal with while they are over there kicking it in the lap of luxury. And low key, you are complaining because you are like, hey, how did I end up with all of your stuff and you can't seem to do anything for yourself? I may or may not be speaking from experience here, okay? Former people pleaser right here. But listen, my people pleasing jersey is up in the rafters, and I learned so much from my girl, okay? She taught me a lot. She really taught me how to decide what is really mine and what's not mine. But I also want to talk about this one area in particular because sometimes fixing everybody else's problems is also distracting you from facing whatever it is that you got going on. Maybe you don't want to feel the feelings that come along with the things that you're struggling with or the things that you're dealing with. And it's so much easier to focus and fixate on helping other people work through their problems because then you don't have to face your own. You don't have to deal with the circumstances that have completely sidetracked you or taken over your whole life, essentially, but it's not anything that you want to deal with. So you'd much rather help everyone else fix their things than to take the time to sit in yours. And friend, if that is you right now, no shame, no shade, and no judgment. It's just simply about having the awareness, knowing if this is in fact what is happening with you. I had a client who was dealing with a lot of grief in losing people that were loved ones and close family friends. And instead of dealing with that grief, they would much rather help everyone else solve their problems. And it's not anything negative about helping people and supporting people. We all need help and support at some time. I just want to call this out because if you are distracting yourself by helping other people so that you don't then have to help yourself, friend, that needs some real attention. And one of the questions that has become my go to is to ask myself, is this actually mine? Because, friend, listen, people will easily try to deflect. People will put things off on you so easily as if it truly does belong to you. I actually noticed this when it came to there was someone in my life who I had forgiven about something that went on. And I had worked through the issue within myself. I forgave them so that I could release myself and them from this narrative that I had been telling and went on about my life, okay? And suddenly, someone brings this situation back up to my attention, and I'm letting them know, like, hey, I don't have any ill will or negative feelings about them or the situation anymore. I've already forgiven them and I've already moved on. And the person was like, oh my gosh, well, you should tell them that they've been forgiven. And I'm like, why would I do that? Listen, I feel like it's been 100 years and I'm over it. Like, I did my work, I did my part. I've taken care of what was my responsibility with the situation. Just because I've forgiven does not mean that I've forgotten. And it also does not mean that just because I've forgiven someone, it doesn't automatically mean that now they get to have access to me again in my life. We are perfectly fine with the way that things are. There's no need to continue with this any further than it already is. It just is what it is. Everyone has accepted it, right? We can continue to keep carrying forward. But I immediately recognized this continued reconciliation, that's not my responsibility. I'm not the one who created the issue. And I understand that this person has this outcome that they want to achieve. They want everybody to be on good terms and be able to reconnect and all of that. And I'm just not interested. I forgave and I've moved on. And I suggest everyone continues to do the same. And so, in even those ways, friend. It is up to you to actually just take a pause for the cause and recognize what is and is not for you. And just because someone has a specific outcome in mind, that does not mean that it automatically becomes your assignment. If that is in alignment with what feels right for you and you feel like that's a great next step, or you really are interested in reconnecting and establishing a new level in your relationship, of course, pursue that. But also, if that is not what feels right for you, you have every right to keep it the way that it is. So use this same type of a process even when someone is asking you for yet another favor. Someone again needs to borrow money. Someone again is asking for your help at the last minute. And you, with your amazing, beautiful heart and all of the best intentions, it is okay to take a pause for the cause and say, you know what, I appreciate the request. Let me get back to you. And actually take some time to sit down with your calendar and look at the things that you have coming up. Do you have the energy that you're going to need to fulfill your obligations? Are you in the mindset to take on the things that you already have on and this other thing in addition to everything that you have going on, without beating yourself up, without burning yourself out, without depleting yourself of the life force that you need to be breathing into your own life and into the people and places and things that are a priority for you. Just because someone needs to borrow $1,000 does not mean you need to be the one to give them $1,000. Maybe you got 100 on it. And they're gonna have to figure out that other nine. Or maybe you don't have the time in your capacity to take on yet another thing because maybe you're already maxed at your capacity and you really truly don't have room to take on any additional running around or showing up and having to be at a certain place and be on yet again when you're already managing so many things that are already on your plate. Because looking at the capacity that you have to give is so important, friend. And it isn't just about your time and your energy, but do you have the mental capacity? Do you have the emotional capacity? Because sometimes the impact is your emotional stability taking a hit. Sometimes it's your mental capacity taking a hit. And can you really afford to do that and still be able to show up and be present in the way that your own life requires? That is what we have to start pausing and looking at, friend. Not just I know that I can take it on and I know that I can do it. Because just because you have capacity does not mean you have unlimited capacity. We all have our limits. And it is high time that you start to take your habits, your limits into consideration. Because, friend, you deserve that. You deserve to have a full cup and serve from your overflow. But if your cup is already on the brink of running dry, it is not a good time to take on yet 50 more things. Okay. Okay. And just one more thing, friend, before we move on. Please normalize having white space. White space is the blank spots on your calendar that are not occupied by a task, an errand, something to do. It is okay for you to have space if you just want to sit on the couch and watch a 2 hour movie or catch up on your Netflix show. You just want to veg for a couple of hours. That time may not have a designated block on your calendar, but in your mind, you are already prepared for those 2 hours. You got your snacks lined up and everything. So, whether that time is to take a nap, journal, read a book, catch up with a friend, whatever you've already assigned that time for. And, friend, let's be even more real. It could be to do not a dang on thing, okay? It could just be space to do absolutely nothing because, listen, I find so much joy in doing absolutely nothing these days. It surprises me even. So just because you have the capacity, just because you have the free time or the resources, it does not automatically mean that that is available to everyone else. It is okay to keep some things for you. So do not feel obligated to have to give up the time that is meant for you to recharge, to replenish, to fill yourself back up again. Do not feel obligated to automatically give that up just to solve something for someone else. We can support in the ways that we can support. Maybe you can't do the whole thing, but maybe you can show up for an hour and assist. Maybe you can lend a few dollars to it. Maybe you can offer up another resource that you have. But, friend, you do not have to give what you don't have to give. Okay. So, I really just wanted to spend a little bit of time with that because it is so important. And these are the things that we just don't take into consideration when someone asks for a favor or someone asks for help, especially if they are a repeat, I was going to say offender, but if they are the repeating person who's constantly asking for help, friend, there's a bigger problem here. This is that building resourcefulness I was talking about. I'm sorry. Okay, let's bring it back in. So, the shift is instead of asking, can I handle this? I want you to start asking, is this mine to handle? Because some things are just not for you. Some lessons are not yours to learn. And really take heed, friend, because sometimes when you step up to solve somebody else's problem, you get caught up in them consequences, okay? So be mindful of what it's going to cost you in order to assist. So instead of asking, can I handle this? Ask, is this mine to handle? And here are a few more questions to ask. Am I helping or taking over? Am I supporting them or preventing them from building their own strength? Am I doing this because I want to or because being the one everybody can depend on has become a big part of my identity? And friend, this is a question, okay? This is the big one, okay? What would I have capacity for in my life if I put down what isn't mine, friend? Journal on that. Remember, no shade, no shame, and no judgment, okay? Because it's important to know where you stand. And it's important to reevaluate what you have on your plate. Are there some things that you can let go of, delegate, ask for some assistance with of your own? Because you were never meant to be everyone's end all, be all. That is what God, source, universe, whom it is that you believe in, that's their job. That's not your job. And sometimes we try to mind God's business, friend, okay? It's not our job. And I know that I'm being silly and I'm making light of it because we have to do some fun while we do this work, okay, friend? But in all seriousness, is this really your responsibility? Is this for you to solve? Or is this for you to support? Oh, that's good. Oh, that is good, friend. Sometimes we don't give ourselves credit for the excellent leaders we really are. You are a leader in your home. You are a leader in so many areas of your life, in your career. You never know who you're influencing. You never know who is looking up to you. It could be your neighbor, coworker. There are so many places in our life that we are leading that we also have to remember we are self leaders, and self leadership is what helps you decide if you can carry this because it truly is for you to carry versus what is not yours to carry. And friends, sometimes the strongest thing that you can do isn't proving how much weight you can carry. It's deciding what is not yours that you can put down. So, meet me in the comments, friend. I gave you a bunch of questions earlier. Any of those serve as a great journal prompt. But meet me in the comments and tell me what is one area of your life that could be freed up if you weren't taking on so much more that is not yours. Maybe you'd have more time for yourself. Maybe you'd have more time for friends. Fill me in, friend. Tell me all about it. Because maybe this can be the first step to actually really being okay with letting go of the things that are not yours to fix, to solve, to take on, and making more room for you and people, places, and things that are important to you. So good. Okay, friend, make sure that you're subscribed so that way you know every time a new video drops. I cannot wait to meet you in the comments and celebrate you there. Remember, I'm your coach, Letitia, helping you connect back to yourself through identity, self love, and self leadership because every woman deserves to love herself and her life. So I'll meet you in the comments and I will see you in the next video.